Y'all ready to roll? It's time for the remix. It's time to see that dude parlay Amadeus laying in these GLP-1 streets. Known by many as Paul on wheels. We making it do what it does. Letting people know how I feel. Let's roll. Yeah, we talking health, talking grind, breaking barriers clean. No excuses on the journey, we stay chasing the dream. Get your mind locked in, set your goals on repeat. We got ups, we got downs, but we still don't miss a beat. In GLP-1 streets, we moving with pride. Hear the trends, hear the wins. Got creators worldwide, we make it do what it does. Never stopping to climb, living better every day, one step at a time. Shout out RMZ, always keeping it real. It's Dairy on with the fire, got that GLP-1 feel. Diddy the downsizing diva, simply Taisha in the zone. Losing the grades, bring the truth, steady holding her own. Calamity Jane slide through, yeah, she bringing the flame. Perfectly Pamela moving strong, everybody know her name. Pammy in the mix too, yeah, we shout her out the same. Teddy D and Toby rolling steady on the rise. G's one running balls, baby, locked in on that lifestyle prize. Traces of Twan, stay consistent every day. Cookie cheering everybody on in a special way. Maya Mindy holding it down from the start. Purple bell flowers slid into them jeans, stood apart. Held to the beat, keeping the conscience tight. Bar pelt at any cost, queen of the streets. That's right, yeah. Chris conquering the scale, yeah, he taking control. Life is shy, glowing steady, body and soul. Reset with honey sub, keeping focus aligned. Grand on his GLP-1 journey review, dropping knowledge every time. Paula doing the thing, staying strong, staying locked in, pushing right along. Just do it, Brit. You got it smart. Don't quit. It gets better bit by bit. Ain't me losing it steady, keeping a stride. Found me in the mix with that purpose and pride. Jen supporting the crew, showing love front row. Carnival muscle bringing discipline to the flow. Healy Eddie from across the sea. Alonda pushing through, never quitting the seat. My man G with my rolling life on track. Sweet tea singing while she dropping that slack. Vanity keeping everybody on their toes. Welcome TT to the club, that's how it goes. This toy to review, teaching in the classroom and the streets. Mia doing the thing with that grind on repeat. From the south, Kimmy J, now Renee 1C. Lakeisha on the journey, chasing victory. Doses of Shani, steady making play. And Jen in the comments, dropping knowledge every day. And if I missed anybody, just know I love y'all. We'll put you in a remix one day. We'll put you in a remix one day. Yeah. Harjardine, Felicia Murray B, and Joe's cross the sea. Yeah, this GLP-1 movement hits globally. We stay focused on the prize, on the light that we see. Welcome to these GLP-1 streets.
What is going on, everybody? How y'all doing on this Monday in these GLP-1 streets? I want to give a huge shout out to Evelyn, Evie. Got her book right here. Y'all get this book. Edie Booth, Evelyn's book. Check it out. She was on last week, and just talking to her about her story and her journey was amazing. Y'all pick this book up. Evelyn has one of the amazing smiles in the world. She's just one of those persons you just always want to be around, hug her, and say, just smile for me, because her smile lifts everybody up. So make sure y'all get this book. Oh, Evelyn, thank you for the amazing message to her. Really, really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. So check this out. How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing fine. I'm doing pretty good. This is Monday. I think this is week, I don't know, started February 14th, 2025. 52 weeks was February 14th, 2026. So I'm about week number 57, 58. So it's been going cool. It's been going cool. You know, just trying to make it work every day, trying to make it do what it does. Y'all know the struggle. I mean, the struggle sometimes just keeps us to where we just trying to make it, trying to do it. And I'm glad we're in this together. Because sometimes we have good days, sometimes we have bad days. But this is one thing that I want all of us to take away from this live and for everything else that we're doing. Take away from this. Do not quit. Keep on going. There's going to be good days and bad days. But one thing I do know is if we stick to it, if we work hard, things will get better for us. There are some amazing people in this community that have some amazing journey. Not only that, they support us too. And I am so glad that some of these individuals have started to do their own channel. My guest that I am about to welcome on, I remember first seeing her in Shay's channel, Downsizing Diva, her channel. And Shay would always say, D would always say, Doses of Shani. And that's how we became familiar with her, because she was supporting all of us. And when she started to do her own channel, do her own thing, you know what we do, y'all. We show up and show out for people who show up for us, right? So that's why I wanted to have her on. I actually did an interview proposal. I remember I think I typed to her, or I said, hey, Shani, you want to be on the show? You down? She's like, yeah. So I was like, cool. So she did it. So she's with me. Y'all ready to bring her on? Let's bring on Doses of Shani herself. Shani, what is going on? So good to have you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. You know, one thing I really enjoy about you is that you are from California like me. I will not hold it against you that you're from NoCal, you know, because, you know, we got the little rivalry, right? NoCal, SoCal rivalry. That's what we got. But I just appreciate you and the way that you have supported us in these GLP-1 streets. I mean, you showing up in different lives, showing up in comments. Thank you, because you help us grow. You help us to spread our message. And the fact that you started doing it yourself, Shani, thank you. Our way to give back to you is to help you rise too, my friend.
Appreciate it.
So let's start it off in the beginning. What made you want to be a part of the GLP-1 community? Was struggling with the disease of obesity something that you had to deal with for a long time? Like me, I dealt with it for 3 decades. So tell us your story, your journey, and then we'll get into some more things about your journey.
Okay, so I'm not one of those that I was not a big little girl, but I can't remember always having food issues. If that makes sense. Just always hungry, but I was very active, so I was able to keep my weight down. But I can never remember really getting full when I would eat, and they called me greedy all the time. My sisters, I wouldn't share food. But fast forward to maybe in my I'm 51. So I think I started picking up weight maybe late 20s, maybe, 20 pounds, but not really like a whole lot. But I started noticing that it was a difference in my later part of my 20s. And then when I got in my 30s, maybe a little bit more. And then after I had my third child, he will be 17 this year. So 17 years ago, that's when it was like it was nothing that I could really do. I would try 30 pounds here and there, losing the same. And I hear this story a lot from people, losing the same 30 pounds, gaining, losing, gaining, losing. And then along with that, health conditions that came, which of course makes it harder to lose weight. So maybe about 3 years ago, they were really pushing surgery for me because I do have a history of blood clots. I have a history of PEs, pulmonary embolism. I had 4 small clots, and praise God, I made it through that. But it was one of the worst things that I could ever go through. Um, and with that, I developed pressure, like in my lungs, a disease or a condition like not pulmonary, pulmonary hypertension, right? So instead of hypertension was pulmonary hypertension, so it was more to do with my lungs, because my lungs became scarred because of the blood clots that were in them, and who knows how long they were there. So after that, it became even harder, and here goes another 30 pounds, and then another 10 pounds, and some kind of way I ended up at almost 300 pounds. Probably could have hit 300 or over, but when you get really close, you kind of stop getting on the scale. So finally, I decided to say yes to Zepbound. First, I think they tried to prescribe me Wegovy first, and it was denied. And then Zepbound a year later, denied. Um, and then a year after that, they tried again because it was being approved more for people and for sleep apnea. And I do have sleep apnea, but it was denied again because it's not in my formulary. Um, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know I'm in menopause. I talk about it all the time. So I get brain fog. But my insurance is not in the formulary. It's just not, they don't cover any weight loss medication, not even any pills. So not just the shot, but no weight loss medication it does not cover. So I ended up going the other route, and so I pay out of pocket for mine. And it's the best choice, the best decision, that I ever have made. I feel so much better.
And Shani, when you look at your journey to being in these GLP-1 streets, you talked about blood clots, DVTs. I've had them before, being a quad, and I know you have a medical background, so you understand, me being someone with a spinal cord injury, just some of the things that come with that. I've had my last blood clots I've had was right before the pandemic. I had my knee swelled up like the size of a grapefruit. So we didn't know what it was. So went to the doctor. They did the CAT scan, and they found out I had like 4 of them in my left leg, a couple of them in my right leg. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was so glad that I caught it right before the world shut down, because ain't no telling what would have happened. And I'm kind of like how RMZ talks about with this healthy mentality. At that time, I was like the guy, like, oh, it's okay, it's all right. It's just big, it'll go away. I didn't take it seriously, and that mistake almost cost me my life. So when I heard you talk about your journey with blood clots and everything, that's a real scary thing. I was on Xarelto, so it was like my whole world was kind of like changing, and what do I do with it? So when you brought that up, it took me to a place where I was like, I've been there before. And Shani, the way you can talk about it now.
And it took a lot to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of trauma surrounded, around a lot of trauma, anxiety. That's when I started having panic attacks. Because anytime that I felt like I was short of breath, because I never had, but I'm sure it started as a DVT, right? Because it had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
But by the time they were in my lungs, even when they ultrasound my legs, they never found any trace of any clots.
Wow.
In my legs. So no telling how long the clots had been there. Because your body makes clots. If you guys don't know that, everybody can have little clots. It's just many people have the ability to pack. They don't they don't stay or they don't form, they dissolve.
Okay.
You know, some people have other things going on with them that causes them to not dissipate, right?
Mm.
So but I don't, I think I probably could have had it back from when I had my son. Because that's, you know, you can get clot DVTs after birth, and I do remember my legs swelling up. So, and they just told me I had an adverse reaction to the pitocin. Um, but why I don't know for sure is because both legs swole up, and I probably did have. I'm sure I did have a reaction to the pitocin. That's a medication that they use to induce, and so I swole up, and probably with that and the lack of circulation, I was able to pass the normal little clots that we normally are able to pass. So I was probably had them for years.
Wow.
And I mean, if you've never been in a place where you can't breathe, you know,
Yeah.
you can't really talk to me
Yeah.
about, especially like when people say, well, why are you on this medication or what, you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, if
Yeah.
you don't have comorbidities, or maybe you do, because I know people that have comorbidities and they still refuse to take the medication.
Yeah.
And that's them, and that's their choice. But that's my main thing. I do not want to get clots.
Yeah. And Shani, I have my battle scar right here where my vent was. So I have I know the struggle when it's struggling. And then what happened when I got as big as I did, my pulmonologist was like, I'm gonna have to put that trach back in you just to breathe, because my breathing got so bad, got so labored. They were talking about open me up again and put another trach in there so I can breathe. And I was like, okay. And I still didn't take it serious until I want to say last year. You know, my nurse practitioner, I saw fear in her eyes when she saw me. That fear was, you about to die, because your core morbidities are just so severe. Here I was at that time, close to 350, 360 when she first talked to me about this medication. And you know how it is when you get that wake up call, you try to do that crash diet before you get on the medication. So by the time my first official weigh, when I got my first shot, I was 348. But it just shows that how this medication has given us a new lease on life. And Shani, your testimony and your story is giving me chills, because I had no idea that you had to deal with that, Shani. And the fact that you're with us here today, you know why you're here today. And I'm so glad that our paths have crossed. I'm sure everyone in the chat, everyone in these GLP-1 streets are so happy that you're here with us and telling us your story and sharing your journey. It's wow. I wasn't expecting that, Shani. I had no idea you went through all of that with your health challenges. And okay, okay. Let me refocus now. Okay, Shani. So
No, but that's big. It's big.
Yeah, it is, because we're learning you, and just not seeing you as this person who dropped a ton of weight, who is out there doing these exercises. You ain't did that backflip yet, but I feel you on that. I'm with you on that flip. That Twan, I want you to do. I'm with you on that. Take your time. Don't let Twan.
Not a backflip. It's a cartwheel.
A cartwheel. Okay. So don't let Twan bully you into doing that cartwheel. So
I'll do it when I feel like I'm ready.
There you go. But I love that you said I'm going to do it when I feel like it's ready. When you're ready, meaning you are going to do it, and I appreciate that. So Shani, I want to talk about you paying for this drug out of pocket, this treatment out of pocket. That shows how important you feel this is. Shani, how do you feel about people who get it covered on their insurance? And I'll tell you how I felt about it when I lost my coverage and I had to pay for it for the first time, but I got my coverage back now. But I was getting angry, Shani, and Shani, you can share some scriptures with me because you and I we hear when it comes to the word, so you can calm me down. But I was really just frustrated when people who get this covered by their insurance were taking it seriously, and here I was having to pay out of pocket, and I was like, you don't understand how good you have it when you have it paid for. Shani, did you feel that way too, or have you felt that way? I'm not trying to cause any drama because I've been told, Shani, I've been,
messy. You should have warned me about these questions. See, I see why you don't tell us the questions. Okay, you want real, true reactions.
And Shani, you know why? Because Shani, I'll let you know why. Because this is people's lives. You know, we ain't playing. I mean, black men are dying prematurely. Other men are dying prematurely. Our beautiful women are dying prematurely. So it's time. It's time to stop playing these games and having these real life conversations. That, you know, this is real, y'all. This is real. So only if you feel comfortable going there, Shani. If not, I definitely get it.
Yeah, I was mad at y'all too. No, okay. No, I will say this. I don't know if I ever had an emotion of feeling angry about it. But when I see things or see people, you know, I've literally had people come up to me and offer me their medication, like they're trying to sell their medication. And I don't know if I should be saying that on here, but I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay, but you know,
but Shani, but you know, the good thing is you didn't buy it, so you can say it.
No, I
didn't. You didn't buy it, so you good. You good.
I'm gonna keep my California board nursing license.
There you go.
So and it just, you know, I just think like, why aren't you using it? But never angry about it, but just, you know, even when I see people use it, you know, what I feel is, you know, not responsible, you know, or not doing what we say, all the things. I do sometimes be like, dang, or, you know, people, you know, even I saw some, I don't want to get in trouble with nobody. Like, I just feel like if you have access to this medication, you should use it wisely and use it efficiently, because there are people like me that have to pay for it. And I think that's all I'm going to say.
And you know what, Shani, I'm glad that you said that, because there are new people on this journey, right, who started like the first of the year, and they're looking at our videos to see how they can do this and do it the right way. I just don't want them to get bad advice to say, oh, I can just not be that serious about it and do this and do that. And that's why ones like yourself, ones like RMZ, ones like G's, and others out there in the field who speak truth to power, that's why our voices really need to be elevated too, because I mean, we come from a different angle. We like, this medication saved our life. This medication has allowed me to breathe better. This medication has allowed me to walk steps that I couldn't walk before. So I think there's truths out there that need to be told. And going back to the Bible, remember in Ezekiel, you still have to spread the message, whether the person listens or not. It's up to them. But we're gonna do our part to let people know what's real, to let people know what the truth is, and they can do with it as they may. But what did the Apostle Paul say, Shani? He said, "I am free from the blood of all men." Why? Because he told people the truth, and it was up to them to listen or not. So and that's how I feel when it comes to this journey. It's like, we owe it to tell the truth. And that's why I love your authentic truth. Others out there, because this is like real life. This is stuff that's changing our life, and hearing what you went through and how you've been able to just live better. I mean, Shani, that just reinforces that this is real talk. This ain't no game.
Right. I'll say this. I'm trying to give me a pad because I have thoughts sometimes that'll come and then they'll go. And I don't want to forget.
Oh, no worries.
While
No
you're
worries.
talking. But I will say this too. I think a lot of people have not done the work that some of us have done. I've done a lot of work prior to this medication. Meaning, when I say that, I'm a therapy girl. So I was in therapy for years. Just pulling back the layers, pulling back the layers and dealing with things. And that's kind of how I knew, like, I really had to face the fact that it was nothing that I could really do, that metabolically my body needed some help, because I knew how to, not eat and, intermittent fast and be determined and, do all of these things. But at some point, my body just wasn't having it. And I think a lot of the people that make the choices that we're talking about are not using the medicine correctly, not using it efficiently, playing around, have not done a work. They're not ready. And so I think for me, being just the person that I am, not just a nurse, but a minister as well, I have, I have this part of me that's full of compassion, that just understands, like, even when I'm like, how many videos you gonna do on some food? Like, how you preoccupied with food? But and that's just me. I'm just being honest, right? Like, because I'm just, the medicine has taken that preoccupation away, and I just don't think about food that much, right? I really live. I eat to live, and not live to eat. Um, I just know that some people just, they're not there. Like, I'm really, I'm focused. I just metabolically, it hadn't caught up with the mental, if that makes sense. And so everybody's just not there, Paul. So they don't see it the same way. And especially if they have not had any life-changing or life-altering experiences. And of course, you don't want them to get there, right? Because even with having the blood clots, I had them, but I didn't have them again. I was pretty healthy, right? Obese, but in my mind, I'm healthy because I don't have hypertension, because I don't have diabetes. But the doctor kept saying, you around the corner.
Yeah.
And you don't want to, because I'm 51. They were talking to me about this in my 40s. So they're like, you do not want to turn 50 this heavy, Ashanti. My name is Ashanti. You don't want to turn that corner, because just metabolically how the body, and this how they talk to you, like, I gotta tell people, don't talk to me as a nurse, just talk to me as a regular person, because I'm not there all the time, right? But they were like, this, and yeah, I've taken physiology, I know how the body works, I've cut on cadavers, you understand what I'm saying, in school. And so I know physiologically and how the body works, and how when you get to a certain age and the hormones change, and everything. I know that. But when you're not there, it doesn't matter how much you know until you're ready. And so I really can't get mad at them. I get a little, I'll say, like, I don't even want to use the word perturbed, but just like, really? But then within a couple minutes, 10 minutes or so, or maybe the next time I see them, that compassion comes, And I'm like, they just not ready. And maybe that's somebody that I add on my prayer list. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
love that. I love that. Yes. Yes, I get that, Shani. I definitely get that. And, you helped me unravel some of my thinking. And I appreciate the way you said that. As far as, we're in a different mindset when we've had near death experiences. I forgot, I don't think I've ever shared this with our community that my first year that I got injured from my spinal cord injury, I'm a C6 quadriplegic. So I almost died 3 times within my 8 months being in the hospital. The first time was when I stopped breathing and they had to put the trach in me. Second time was when my heart stopped for 52 seconds. My mom was actually in the room when it happened. They was trying to put an NG tube in me, so my heart stopped for 52 seconds. And then I had internal bleeding. My blood went down to 3.2. So I think those 3 near-death experiences that I've had, Shani, has caused me to be a little callous when it comes to people not, in my opinion, when I look, not really seeing how blessed they are to have a life where they never had to deal with that. And I'm glad you said what you did, because that's helping me see that that's where kind of my tough love mentality is coming from. Because I tell you, since you live in the Bay Area, you know about Tony. And remember they had this song called Love Struck. And one of the verses in the song was that my love sometimes turned to hate, meaning that you love so hard, it now turns into something that's not love, So I definitely need to come to grips with that and grapple with that, because I'm like you, when I see people struggling, I'm feeling like, what are you doing? But then I'll say a silent prayer for them, remember them in their prayers. That brings up like 600-Pound Life. I watch that show religiously. One thing that Dr. Now would do, and I wish he would do it right in the beginning when someone is on his weight loss journey, to make them go see Lola or Dr. Paradise, to kind of see if there's any layers we need to unpeel. I believe I should be in therapy. All the trauma that I've been through in my life, with my injury and just things that I've been working through. Mm-hmm. I believe I need to be in therapy. And when I go to my doctor in April, I'm going to ask him about it, because there's some things going on that I really need to peel back and see. Maybe it was a trauma when I first got injured. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. But Shani, thank you for saying what you said, because I'm interviewing you and you helping me out on this session. So I appreciate that, Shani. Thank you.
That's what I do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. What does it say? Iron sharpens iron, right? That's what we do. Shani, what has been the most difficult part of this journey for you? Being on a GLP-1, perhaps even telling your story now as a content creator. Welcome to the club of creating your content. You do some amazing things. Thank you. So what's been the most difficult part of this journey?
Paying that $449. No,
I'm with you, Shani. When I had to pay for, even though I went the compounded route, I had to come out of pocket, not only for me, but I had to pay for rainy days too. So it was like we had to pay for 2. So I'm with you on that, Shani. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Other than the financial part, because I could spend that money on something else. But actually, I went out to eat a lot, so it kind of takes that. But I think for me, the most difficult part is just getting questioned about why I'm on the medication. The journey itself has been great. I had the episode when I first went to that 7.5, where I was basically forcing myself to eat, and ended up, with a lot of esophageal spasms and issues. But other than that, I didn't really have any side effects. I would say it's really just explaining and try. It's like feeling, I didn't share it with a lot of people at first. Um, I don't know how to mute this thing. My son keeps trying to ask me a question. You
No worries.
do not want to yell.
No,
Y'all-
no, no,
y'all-
no worries, Shani. I will mute you right quick, and you go and do your mama thing. Okay, go ahead. See, that's why I love doing stuff live. This is real life. Even though we're in these GLP-1 streets, we got real life. And I don't know about you, y'all, but I'm enjoying Shani's story. There are some incredible people in these GLP-1 streets that's overcome some major health issues. I think of my guy. Hey, buddy, hold on a second. Let me hold on, buddy. Hey, what was your name, buddy? Jacob. So, are you a Laker fan or a Warrior fan?
Warriors.
All right, Jacob. We was cool there for a minute, but we're all good now. Play.
This
Hey,
16-year-old.
oh, hey, Jacob. So, tell me, man,
Change it there a little bit.
how proud are you of your mom?
Very proud.
Yeah, your mom is amazing.
Oh, they're
we
so
get-
proud.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Thank you, Jacob. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
All right.
Be safe. Make good choices.
I love that. And
He wants to go hang out at spring break for them.
I love that. I love that, Shani. And you remind me of my mom when I was growing up. Whenever I left the house or something, they were like, "Hey, remember things." And I appreciate that, Shani. You're amazing, Shani. You're amazing. Appreciate that. All right. So
But you were asking about and it's funny, I can remember some things, huh? Even with the brain fog. You were asking about the difficulty, and I was trying to figure out how to just explaining why I'm on the medication. And what you going why would you take that medicine? And I get a call every week from an aunt. You still on that medication? Stop taking it. It's gonna change your skin. Your hair gonna fall out. So just dealing with those kind of things have been difficult for me. Because trying to be nice or even at church, somebody see you, they haven't seen you, they yell, "You on that shot, girl?" Are you really that ignorant? I mean, did I say ignorant? But yeah. Just dealing with those type of things.
I'm glad you said that, Shani. Shani, how long have you been on this journey?
Since May of last year, May 28th.
May 28th. Okay. So you're coming up on your year, your shot anniversary. That's awesome. How many pounds have you lost so far?
93 point something.
Hold on, y'all in the chat. Let's get some clap emojis for Shani doing her thing. Shani, that is amazing. Now, your first month, how much did you drop?
The first month?
Yeah.
I think 12.
Wow. What was your biggest month? How many pounds?
Probably that month, but I'm consistent with 10. Pretty much to 10. 1 month I think I did 8, but usually it's 10 and then I had that 12. So that's how it's been almost 10 months and I've lost 90, I'm basically like 94 pounds.
Shani, that is amazing. Congratulations. Everybody's giving you some claps and confetti. Now Didi taught me how to do some confetti. I gotta learn it again. She sent me how to do it. I gotta make sure I have some confetti, but here we go. We're gonna give you your flowers right now. Shani,
thank you guys.
Did that, I mean, how does it feel to lose a small person? 93 pounds, Shani. How does that feel?
It feels wonderful. I mean, it feels wonderful. The biggest thing for me is being able to work out. That's my biggest non-scale victory. I was always, very active. And then, with when the health condition started, work being overwhelming, you just kind of, even before the health conditions, just being, a little bit more lazy or just not having the time, really not having the time, boys getting, because I have two older sons, so I have
Yeah.
29, 27, and then he's 16. So those two kept me busy together, sports activities. So I spent a lot of time in my car. Even though back then I worked acute care, I didn't do home health.
Okay.
So I was in the car traveling here, there, picking up junk food and I forget why I was even saying that.
No, what was your jam? What was your go-to junk food?
Oh, um, I used to like gummy bears. That was my thing.
Shani, no, you don't. Shani. Okay.
But I haven't.
Have you had
Oh,
the Tahine gummy bears? Have you had those?
no.
Those was my jam before these shots. After these shots, I'm like you. I don't even want no gummy bears. I mean, I'll do some gummy fibers, but I ain't doing no gummy bears. But
Gummy bears, and I like chips, but gummy bears and chips. But I really wasn't a big junk food. I just ate a lot.
gotcha.
That I never felt full. So I would eat, and then I would eat, even though I would eat a lot of healthy, what we call healthy foods, but I would eat a lot of it. So, I could eat one piece of chicken and I'm okay
Yeah.
now, but I was eating 3 pieces of chicken.
Me too. I was getting them 3 thighs, or I get 2 breasts on the thigh. I mean, and if it was Popeyes, I got to get it spicy. I mean, that was me. Now I can eat like 1 thigh, 1 grilled thigh, and I'm good. I don't eat like I used to. I used to put it down, Shawnee. You heard of Tommy Burgers, right? In the LA area, the world famous Tommy Chili Cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm.
So back in my day, it was gluttony. I would do 2 double chili cheeseburgers. I would do a single cheeseburger, and this is before they had fries. I would do 2 bag of chips and 2 sodas, and I was putting it down, Shani. I'm glad that the shots are helping me out not to do that no more. But yeah, we got a question, Shani. Before we get to the question, my man Greg, he's in a wheelchair like me, and Greg, bro, we got this, man. There's certain things we can do to move. You and I, we got to do a live together where we do like some wheelchair exercises. We do what we can, bro, and it's gonna be all right, man. We got this. All right, Sean, here's a question by Paula. Paula is so sweet. Before we get to Paula's question, we got 45 people, 44 in here. I want to thank y'all. I remember when I did my first live, Shawnee, it was JC, Calamity Jane, and like 3 or 4 different people. And I was just testing it out. But to see where we're at now at 44, thanks to people like Shawnee and other people who come on this and let me talk with them, we are creating a movement. We are creating a movement in these GLP-1 streets where we have people who have overcome so much who can tell us how to do certain things and learn from them. And I'm just amazed. Thank y'all so much. I'm humbled. I'm almost getting emotional right here. How many people we got in this room? Because I never thought we would have 45 in this room. Shawnee, thank you so much for sharing it on your end too. So Shawnee, here's the question. Are you at maintenance now, Shawnee? You look amazing. You do, Shawnee. You look outstanding.
Praise God. I'm not at maintenance. I don't know what weight I'm going to get to. I mean, I would love to be like, okay, I want to weigh 150 or 160 or whatever, but my visceral fat level is still high.
That's mine. Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, aesthetically, I feel fine. To be honest, even with I do my working out now, so I don't have a whole lot of loose skin, but I still have some. And I have I have cellulite. I had that prior. I just always had cellulite in my thighs, and and I have, the belly, the menopause belly, which I never had, even when I was heavy, but before menopause, if that makes sense. That came from menopause. But I I can fit some 10s, so I still say I'm a 12. Miss Toy say, if you can't fit all of it, if you can't walk in the store and I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know some people don't, I hear they don't like you shouting at other people.
Oh no. Hey, Shani,
But
shout out whoever you want.
but
This is
yeah,
inclusive.
her
Yeah.
and Twan, they really uh Twan first with with me packing my bags and stuff, and mine wasn't so I wouldn't go over. It was
Yeah.
so that I could get to enough,
Yeah.
because I wasn't getting enough calories anyway. And Miss Toy with the whole
Yeah.
she remind me, come back to her, because I'm gonna tell a little
Okay.
story. Um um but Toy always says you can't if you can't fit a 12 in every store you go into, you are not no 12. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff online is different. You can buy things online and all of that. And I wasn't buying clothes in the stores. I was buying a lot online because I got so tired of going and couldn't fit stuff. Right. So I just would order online, and a lot of the stuff, like, for vacations, that's really the only time I would buy stuff. And so I didn't mind getting cheap stuff like Shein and stuff like that. And their stuff runs big. So in my opinion, from the stores that I used to shop in, it's different sizes. And we can debate that, but I can fit some 10s. That's the point. I was trying to get back there. I was trying to get back there.
That's all right.
I can fit some 10s. And so I wore, I think I wore 10 as a senior. So I'm small. Aesthetically, I look like I did when I was in high school. However, I didn't have all of this up top.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a belly. So the weight, I didn't weigh this amount. I weighed a little less. But I can fit the same clothes.
Yeah.
It's just it just looks a little different,
That makes sense.
So I just want to get that visceral fat number down, because that's what connects you to the comorbidities. And so, I don't really care. I'm not against anybody doing skin removal, nothing, The doctor even said, you're probably going to want to get some work done when you're done. I don't know if I am. I'm okay. I don't need, I'm okay with how I look. I don't need to look 20. I'm 51 and I'm okay with it. And I like older men anyway. So, so if anybody older watching, anyway, I am single. All right. So, JC will love that I said that. She's working on it. She's trying to hook me up. But anyway.
Oh, got you. All right.
Evelyn trying to get me married off. But those are my girls. So the question was about maintenance. I'm not there.
Sure.
And I don't know. Like my visceral fat number is it was like 18 or 19. And so I don't know where it started off, because I did not get a DEXA scan when I started off. My doctor told me, one of my doctors, because I have multiple doctors because of having the blood clots, I have multiple doctors that I have to see, every 6 months. Cardiologist, pulmonologist. Well, I see him because I have sleep apnea and asthma. Gastroenterologist for the GERD and all of that. So I have all these doctors, and they all have their say. But what was the point I was trying to make?
About maintenance and your maintenance. I'm glad you mentioned about the visceral fat. I do my DEXA Thursday.
The DEXA. Oh, let me say it before I forget. So he said you probably need to get a DEXA scan because he thinks that my visceral fat is not even as high as my scale is saying.
Okay.
He thinks it's not as that high. He thinks it's a little lower. Not probably may not be normal because I still have some belly with but he doesn't think that it was, and that was back when it was I think it was a 20.
Okay.
But it came down just a little bit, but it's, it takes some time. But I've increased in my weights. They told me to increase with my my weightlifting because I do strength training, but they told me to actually increase my weight. So I bumped it up a little bit.
Do you have a body spec up in the Bay Area? A DEXA scan?
Oh, I mean, they do them all around.
Okay. All right.
Just haven't.
Yeah. Okay.
I just never felt the need to do one, to be honest, because I just go off of kind of. I didn't even have the scale until now 2 months ago.
Nice.
Where it's telling me my body fat and all of that. I just kind of wanted to see, but I don't really look at those numbers weekly, daily, because I know, just because I know the body physiologically, that
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah.
when if it says you had you went up a pound of muscle in a week, you most likely you didn't. That it's reading something else in your body, because it takes time to build those things, but things shift. Our muscles, we hold, you hold fluid, if you go up in weights, you're going to get a little inflammation. So you may go up and people say, oh, I went up in the scale, but I've been lifting heavy, so I gained muscle. You didn't gain muscle yet. You just gained some inflammation.
Yeah.
You just gained some inflammation, but it's just good to track for the trend. Like 3 months from now, did it change? So I'm moving in the right direction. But the exact number, I don't really look at that, weekly. I just look at the weight loss.
That definitely makes sense. All right. Nikki Ray has a question. I gave her that nickname. So Nicole Ray, I gave her Nikki Ray. Nikki Ray says, how much have you lost, Shani? Shani, tell me.
93. Let me look at my load because I did put it in here this morning when I weighed. Monday is my weigh day. And I guess I'll share with y'all because I didn't even post my update from last week because I've been having issues with my storage. What does it say here? I think 93.6.
Wow, you almost 94, Shani. Always round up. That's what I do. I round up.
Okay.
I'll be rounding up. Felicia Marie says Shani lost weight off vibes. I feel it. No scale needed. So I love it.
I did weigh. I just didn't look at the I had a scale. So let me be clear. I had a scale, but I didn't have the one, that gives you the body metrics.
Oh, right.
So I did have a scale, but I didn't have one of the smart, what are they called? The smart scales? Or
yeah, definitely.
I had one, but that function didn't work on mine.
Gotcha.
And the only reason why I ended up getting one at the time that I did is because my batteries had went out or something, and I went and got on my son's scale, and his gave me all these numbers now, and then I was intrigued. And so I was like, oh, let me give me one with the numbers now.
Yeah.
But prior to like 2 months ago, I couldn't tell you what my body fat percentage was. I just know that I was eating good. I was eating healthy foods. I eat pretty clean. I work out 5 to 6 days a week. I went from a size 20 down to some 10s and let's just say a 12. And I'm not talking about, I'm in a regular 12, like in a regular store. So I didn't need all of that. I know that I'm doing I know that in the scale it's going down. So I figured all my metrics were good.
Yeah, I'm gonna show everybody your before and after picture that you sent me. So I'm gonna turn down the music because it has like the song to it. But let me show everybody.
Y'all ready to roll? It's time for the remix. It's time to.
I can't hear anything.
Sorry, Shani, that was me. I was
Oh.
saying your before and after picture. You was wearing that dress. I mean, you were like, yeah, look at me now. I mean, it was amazing. The confidence that was just awesome, and to see you just do that's awesome. Shani, you one of the things that I really wanted to talk about, since you being a content creator now and sharing your story, do you find, because I know I felt like this when I first started telling my story. I felt that certain words were kind of off limits, and it's because I heard it on other people's lives and everything. And like for instance, ones would say, don't compare nobody's journey, which is true because we don't want to compare anybody. But I think there's a way that we can not say compare my journey, but kind of like the iron sharpens iron mentality. Like let's learn from each other. Let's try to elevate our game together. So, do you think there's a way that we can talk about encouraging people without having them feel that we're trying to compare what we're doing, and how do we kind of walk that line?
That's a fine line. I mean, I think you just have to, be mindful of your words. And I mean, I watch people, I listen to people. So I know certain people, I can't say certain things in their chats because they respond a certain way. So I think just kind of knowing who you're talking to. Everybody can't handle it, but some people can handle it. They can handle a hard conversation or a comment, like, girl, why are you eating that?
Yeah.
Like, why are you eat, like, but, I've noticed, certain people, I can say things, I can say, like certain people, I'll say, oh, I can't eat that because I'm salt sensitive. I'm salt sensitive. So I don't say, and you probably are too, and that's why you're not losing the amount of weight that I'm losing. See, I've been watching you and Vanity for the last couple weeks, like really watching y'all, and I gotta watch more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, me and Vanity.
Yeah. Oh, back, baby.
Yes, Vanity.
Subscribe, and I'm like, but I've been really, yeah. So
yeah, one thing I love about Vanity, she can dish it out, but she can take it. I mean, Jen and Nikki Ray and Sydney, they be laying into her, and she sit there and she'll take it. So that's one thing I like about Vanity, that she will dish it out, but if you come at her, she's not gonna be butthurt about it. She's gonna be like, I know, and that's what I love about her. And like G's too. G's has been on fire. His last lives, G's is like, okay, I'm done with dancing around this. We trying to change people's lives. It's kind of like, I don't know, Barb, she does health at any cost. Barb lost over 270, 80 pounds, something like that. And she did a live yesterday. And Barb gave a shout out to the black men in the community. Because Barb is a Hispanic, Cuban descent. And she gave props to like Armsy, to me, to G's, talking about how the black community, men are dying prematurely because of their health. And what she said was, I'm hearing different conversations now that I've never was aware of. And that's why I love when we keep it real and we keep it raw, because other people are listening. Other people are like, you know what? I gotta quit. I gotta quit doing this because I don't want to turn that corner where my doctor is like, the medication no longer works for you now. I don't know what we're gonna do. And that's the last thing I want to hear any of us in this community hear from a medical professional. We're like, I'm sorry, you out used the coverage. It doesn't work anymore. I mean, so Vanity, she don't play. She and I are kind of the same. She just uses a little foul language. I don't, but she one of them cussing Christians, Shani. So
I know. I was watching her. What was her live? It was, yeah.
yeah,
I've been watching. I've been watching. Little sis over there.
yeah.
I don't even know how old she is, but I know I'm probably not little sis. Probably I'm TT, because my oldest is 29 and she don't even look that old. So but anyway, yeah, it's just, I mean, sometimes you do have to have those hard conversations, but I think it would only be with those that you feel comfortable with. Like, I mean, you can have your thoughts, but I mean, it's their page, so I mean, it's their content, it's their journey. I mean, it's on them. It's them and their families. You know, it's not affecting me. However, being an educator and being a nurse, I just want to see everybody well. But like I said earlier, with the part of me, that compassion part, is that I know that even knowing all of this, and I still wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I couldn't get there until I had did the work, until I had went to therapy and worked through some of the emotional issues that I was having, that I was preoccupied with, that I had no clarity of mind to even deal with my health, if that makes sense.
It does.
So everybody is just, they're not there. And I just, it's even like having patience. I had a patient, God rest her soul, passed away recently, and young, her 30s, heart failure and diabetes and I don't want to get emotional. So, but if I could force her to eat what she's supposed to eat, I would, but I couldn't. That's her journey. That's her plight. That's, that's her story. Am I sad for her children? Yes. Her family? I'm sad. I think, is there something else I could have said? But you can't make people make the right choices. You understand? You just can't do it. You can, what's the saying? You can lead a horse, make them drink.
Water.
I share my journey with people, and they don't see me on the screen here, but they have a personal relationship with me, and they still won't make the choice. They still won't. I'm like, you don't have to take the medication, but here, let's talk. Set up a time, and I can give you, because I do some coaching on the side as well. So let's talk. But I haven't brought that to YouTube or whatever. But they, they don't want it. So what do you? For me, it takes a lot of energy for me to just live, take care of my kid, make the choices that I make for myself to get me to the place that I am, almost 94 pounds down, than to really trip on other people. Like where I can, or where if I feel led, then I will. But it's not going to stop me from slobbing at night, sleeping. You understand what I'm saying? It's not aggravate me or irritate me. But if I find space to say something, or give a little hint, about the sodium, about you know, like I said, you might have to eat some. I said this earlier on the other live I was on. You may have to eat a lot of processed foods when you first go up on a dose. I realized that I should have did that instead of forcing myself to eat all them whole foods because
Mhm.
I just couldn't do it. But and it was just getting stuck, and I just and it made me sick when I went up to that 7.5.
Yeah.
But now I know if that happens, you know, okay, you have to be okay with not eating your chicken breast and eating your salmon. You better grab that shake just so you can get your
Yeah.
nutrients in, but without feeling like, you know, something is stuck in your throat, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that I know I kind of went all
Oh
around,
no,
but
no, no. I appreciate that. And don't and before we leave, before we get off tonight, please tell us about your coaching because I want to hear more about that. How people can work with you on your coaching and stuff. So please, we're definitely. So I wanted to go back. You told me to remind you about Miss Toy. I love me some Miss Toy. She don't be playing. She be like, look, I need me a drink today. I'm gonna have me a lemon drop. I was like, I'm with you on that.
okay.
So
So
I want to say this real quick, Shani, before I let you go, before I let you talk about that is you're welcome on my page to give any comment, even if it's criticism of me. I and it's anybody who follows me, give me all the criticism, give me all the help that you have because that means that y'all trying to love me and trying to help me. So everybody have permission. Don't be like, oh, he in a wheelchair. I can't say that. Tell me. I want to know if I got a booger in my nose. So I want everybody to tell me what I need to do to succeed. I want y'all to do that. All right. Tell me about Miss Toy now.
right, because everybody can't handle the truth, but some people can. Okay, so back in December, prior, not no, it wasn't this. It was before December. It was November. Miss Toy had did a she did a it was I don't know if it was her, I think it was on her live, but she was basically talking about um preparing for Thanksgiving or not preparing basically.
Mhm.
She basically said like you know, everybody's talking about what they gonna eat, what they, you know, how they gonna eat. You know, some people not even gonna take their shots because they want to eat. That already right there is a you ain't ready. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, you know,
Mhm.
you have your relationship with food has not changed.
Yeah.
But and it's okay. I think I saw here because I have the chat down here. Somebody said people have to move at their own pace, and that is so true. It just means that they're not there yet. You know, people have to move. They're moving in their own at their own pace. But when you're making choices and not taking shots so that you can eat,
That
I
ain't moving at your own pace. That ain't
I,
moving at your own pace right now.
that's not the
Yeah.
same. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
means that you still have some work to do
Absolutely.
surrounding food because you have a medication that's helping you, but you still want to eat
Hmm.
past it, you know. And then
Yeah.
but anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So Miss Toy was saying that I she said this one sentence and it stuck with me. She said I spent because she is one that has been heavy like most of her life, I believe. She said I spent so many years, and not even just about food, but she talked about other things in her life. But I've said yes to so much, and saying yes to everything got me to that unhealthy place. I can say no to some Thanksgiving food. And you know how she talks. So that's just so she's
Oh yeah.
I wish I could imitate her.
Girl.
I always say,
She
stop.
like, girl, I can say
Yeah.
no to some Thanksgiving, no gravy, no mashed potato. I can hear her now. Yep.
Yeah, she said, I can say no to some Thanksgiving
Yeah.
food. Huh? Right? And so I thought about that for some days. And I realized that I didn't even have a desire for it was just all the talk. And sometimes, you know, and I'm not trying to mess up nobody's content or people being on here, but sometimes, I'm just not, I can't even sit on watch certain content or something because I'm just not in that space. Or like if you're having trouble eating, why you want to keep watching people cooking food? Maybe you need to pick something else that week if you're having a rough week to watch, because you may not have the discipline that person has to only eat what they're cooking. You understand what I'm saying? And now you're going to constantly keep thinking about food. So I just think about those type of things or whatever. But I made it Thanksgiving. I didn't even want to cook because I had no appetite.
Mm-hmm.
I had none whatsoever. But my kids, they wanted food. And I finally, Kendi K was cooking. I think it was Kendi K was cooking on a live. She had like almost a day of live, just cooking different stuff or whatever. And it motivated me to just go and at least cook for them, even though I didn't want to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So thank you, Kendi K, for that. But when Miss Toy said that, I said, you know what? Every holiday season, I always gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see if I can do something different. Because I had already had my mind on, oh, you're going to gain some weight during the holiday season. Because this is what all the content creators were saying. People that I was watching. And I'm just saying all, because maybe not all, but y'all, don't nobody come for me, okay? Because, maybe you wasn't one. So I'm putting I wasn't. Okay. But anyway, y'all see a different Shani. Okay. But I kept hearing that. So you got to watch what you put in your ear gates.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I kept hearing that. So then now my mind is like, okay, well, we going to eat. Because everybody gains weight during the holidays. And why are you tripping and put your scales away and this and that? But I had to bring it back and say, but that's not your plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on a medication that I'm paying for. And up until now, I've consistently, since May, and now we're talking about the start of December, because we're at the end, Thanksgiving, May, June, July, August, September, November, 5 months, I've consistently lost. Well, I'm going to let some holidays mess up when I've been, and I had to think about what she said. I didn't ate this food for how many years? I didn't ate mac and cheese. I didn't ate candy yams. I didn't ate all the turkey anybody want to eat. I didn't ate all the roast, and I like ribs, so I would eat ribs on the holidays too. So I didn't ate the ribs, and I didn't ate the sweet potato pies. I'm not a big dessert person. Like I said, I eat food. I would eat a lot of food. I can say no.
Yeah.
And so this December, I did a December challenge to make sure that I worked out every day. I wanted to work out 31 days. So I did that. And I stuck with my same 1,400 calories. And at the end of December, I lost 9.6 pounds.
Oh my goodness, Shani, that is amazing.
First time in my adult life that I can remember of losing weight during the holidays. And that was because of what Toy said.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, I had let all that come in that, I was thinking like, okay, well, maybe I won't take my shot either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe, and so thank you. If you see this, a lot of times she's not in the lives, but I know she'll go back and she'll watch them.
Absolutely.
This Miss Toy, and I told somebody, I think I told Evelyn I was going to do a video and dedicate it to her and talk about this. But y'all know I'll be behind on my video. I'm a busy lady, very busy. So I'll be behind with doing stuff. And I'm going to get better because I am trying to grow my channel. But I thank her for that, because that changed my mindset. And I have not had any months, I have not had any weeks where I've gained any weight.
Wow.
Of course, you're gonna go up some days.
Absolutely.
I weigh day. When I weigh on my weigh day, I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
I've not had a plateau, and I'm not saying I won't ever have one. I'm sure I will as I get close to where my body is like, okay, we don't want to lose no more. But like I said, I still have a lot of visceral fat, so my body does want to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And it's going to, in Jesus' name. So yeah, Miss Toy, she's a real deal, Holyfield baby, and that's helped me. I can say no. I was saying no to so much, but not no to food, because my saying is my no is anointed.
Yeah.
My no, it's been tested and it's been tried, baby.
Yeah.
So after all the work that I did, you can't really, if my no is no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But not with food.
Yeah.
It hasn't been.
Yeah. I get that, Shani. Shani, thank you for sharing it, because that was one of the reasons why I created this show, these GLP-1 streets, because we want to hear different ways of doing this, different people out there, just as people want us to respect their view when they say don't take your shot, when they say eat all this bad food. They want us to respect them, so they got to respect us and how we view things too. So I'm with you, Shani. I'm like, no, I don't skip my shots. No, I don't say because I'm out of town, I'm gonna go and eat all this bad stuff. No. Because RMZ, I watched his journey. He told me he didn't cheat throughout his whole journey. And I'm like, this brother can do it. I may not be like him, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do it. And if I try to do it, I may have some good success with it. I'm glad you said this too. When I'm on somebody's page too, and I'm watching their live, I'm very respectful, except for Vanity, because Vanity said we can, we can tell it like it is. But everybody else, I've tried, and I've gotten a little passive aggressive pushback. I'm a grown man. I know when somebody being passive aggressive with me. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do that on their page because they ain't feeling me like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be a gracious guest in people's house. But when you in my house, I'm gonna tell you like it is. I'm gonna be honest. I want people to be honest with me, and that's just me. I'm not gonna play games. People lives are at stake. We want you to be healthy. We want you to be safe. And I'm telling you, Shani, you are one of those leaders in our community that we need to hear from. We need to hear your voice more in this community. And I know there's only so much you can do. You're a very busy person. I definitely get that. That's why ones like myself who have a little more time to do content, I'm going to shout you out as much as I can. Hey, go see Shani's video. Check this out. She did this, she did that, because I'm picking up what you're putting down, because it aligns with my view. It aligns with the way I do my journey, that we all got to help each other out who feel that certain way, and not the other way. We got a question from TT. TT, now I got on TT yesterday on this channel because he went and got Chinese food. He went and got all this. I was like, TT, come on, man.
But he only cut 4 pounds away from his goal, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, TT. But be careful. Be careful. That food will lock you up, brother. It will lock you up. All right, TT. So do you ever see yourself coming off the shot, or is this for a lifetime, Shani?
So I really want to do lifetime. I got into when I first got on it, of course, that wasn't the plan. But as I did even more research, because that's what I do, I realized that I really do have the diagnosis of obesity. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be hard to maintain
Yeah.
the after the medication. And the most people that probably can come off and lose, they probably didn't really have obesity. They just gained some weight, or they just went through menopause and gained. Um, and yeah, come, you want to debate it, we can debate it at another time. But because it's really, when you have those hormonal imbalances, it's hard. Especially if you've had them all your life, not just a correction that you need because you just now going through menopause, or you started perimenopausal. Because some people, women go through perimenopausal like 10 years. So you may have picked up 50, 68 pounds. Who knows what, whatever. But if you've had those issues, like I said, I've never felt hungry. I just was so active. I can't remember. I mean, I've never felt full as a little girl. They would say, my mom said, it was Gracie. Gracie, you need to stop that girl from eating, because at some point it's going to catch up with her. And it didn't catch up with me until I got like 30, right? But I think I will be on the medication. I want to be on, only one of my doctors told me, to get where I need to be and then come off. All the other ones have said, it's, they're okay with lifetime.
Yeah.
So we will, we will see.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to come off of it. Only way I probably would, if I can't afford it, and I really don't want to do compound, and I have my own.
Oh yeah, definitely get it.
I'm a science girl.
Sure.
I'm a nurse. And if your pharmacy is not, I want to get into all of that. I just
No, but you know what, Shani, your voice means a lot. I mean, you are an expert in this field with your nursing, everything. So what you saying makes a lot of sense to us. You just not running your mouth. You backing it up by science and data. So we appreciate your voice. So you can definitely speak freely here.
Let me
Are
say,
you?
oh,
Go, Shani.
and I want to say, because you said we need to hear your voice, and I am going to start probably doing more content, where I'm a little bit more serious. Some, even if it's once a month or something, but because of the life that I have, I am a reverend, and I'm very active, at my church, usually in charge about 2 weeks out of the month, sometimes only once a month for a whole week. So I have to deal with everything it's a lot. And we have in my area would be considered like a mega church, right? So, and then my job, and then this kid of mine that's, just finished basketball season, and now he's track. He's a jumper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was number 3 in his triple jump for last year as a sophomore, and number 20 and number 26 for California. But I came on YouTube to be a little light, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Initially. So I didn't add a lot. I listened to people say stuff that's wrong. I listened to people give wrong advice. I listen to all kinds of stuff, and I'd be like, and some of the people's content I really like, but they just here and there, they have some stuff, and I'd be like, And so it's like, okay, you have to be accountable, Shani, to what you do know, and start sharing a little bit more. And so I am gonna, but I'm just saying that's why you guys don't hear, and I'll, me say a lot because about certain things, because sometimes people, they just set in their ways anyway.
Yeah.
But I gotta be like, like you guys, like you and Vanity and RMZ, and just, and just tell her like it is, and Twan, and because one thing I like about Twan is, even when if she says something and somebody will say, that wasn't true, or this or something, she'll go and she'll research it. And she'll come back and say, you know what? I was wrong about this, or you know what I'm saying? Um, and I like that, or she'll address it. But there are some people, that you can't, you just
Yeah.
you just can't do that with, or they just, people have false information,
Yeah.
and it's okay for you to have your own opinion, but when you're using this platform and you're saying things that's just not true, you'll be like, dang, I sure hope I hope they research that, or, just even all these supplements and all these different things. And it's, you can overwork your kidneys,
Hmm.
just a simple thing, like somebody telling somebody to drink half your body weight.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard that before.
I've heard
Right.
it before.
Oh, I've heard that. You can't tell that to a 400-pound person.
Yeah.
You understand? You can't tell that to a 360-pound person. They're gonna overwork their kidneys.
Yeah.
If you're Even if you have, they're like, well, I got good kidney function. Do you actually know what good kidney function is? Good kidney function could just mean that you are in the range of not having
Kidney disease.
any disease, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that. So our bodies are meant to die, right, on this side, right?
Hmm.
So from birth to, just say you 50, you have lost function of your kidneys along the way, regard from regardless of if you've had diabetes or anything. It's not functioning the same as a 20-year-old,
That's true.
right?
See.
So
Hmm.
now you've gotten overweight. Just say by the time you're 30, you're overweight already. So now it's working a little harder. It's got a little less function, right? Now you're 40, it's got a less function just because of the years that you've been alive.
Yeah.
And now you're overweight. And so now it's even less. So now add in, you've gained another 30 pounds because now you're 50. So now it's working really hard to get out the toxins and everything out your body. And now you want to be drinking uh, uh, half your body weight. And do you know how hard your kidneys have to work? So now you put more pressure on. And that's just one example.
Yeah.
So when people say these things, it just be like, do you know you could actually be helping to destroy somebody's kidneys by one inaccurate comment that you make? So,
Hmm.
we haven't got to that point yet, whatever. But if I could say anything, do your research.
Yeah. No, Shani, I appreciate that because this is what we need. I mean, I, before we get to Grant's question, Shawnee, are you going to switch from vials over to quick pen, or are you going to stay with vials?
Vows.
Okay.
Because it's not cheaper.
Oh, definitely.
I'm rebelling only
I,
because
oh,
if it
right,
was
right.
cheaper, but
Yeah,
if it's cheaper, then I'm gonna stick with the vows. So
yeah, because it should be cheaper because it's like one pen instead of four.
right, it's like,
So, if you don't mind me asking, when you started this journey, for once just coming in now, what was your starting weight?
I was gonna say 300, 290, 290,
And what's your current weight?
195.
Wow, you're in Wonderland. Look at you.
Yeah, 195 point something.
Wow, Shawnee, that's amazing.
195.4.
How did it feel when you got into Wonderland?
It felt wonderful. and I don't Grace, y'all know Grace,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Grace, she told me my hair probably weighs 10 pounds. So she told me I was in Wonderland before
yeah.
I was in Wonderland, because my
That,
locks are pretty long. They touch the tip of my butt in the back. So, probably, I don't think 10 pounds, but maybe like 5 pounds.
yeah,
Um, Probably about 5 pounds, probably, can come off of there. But
yeah.
like I said, I have some visceral fat, so I hold weight.
Okay.
I have some weight there. Um, and I'm heavy up top. So that's why most people are like, you don't even look like you weigh that much. How you wear a size 10 and you weigh that amount?
Yeah.
I just do. And I lift. I mean, I've been lifting since 2 weeks prior to even starting the shot.
That's cool.
And before I started the shot.
Yeah, and it shows. I mean, you look amazing, and so keep it up. Grant says, I just want to say congrats on doing so well in less than a year on this medication. 93 pounds lost is amazing. So Grant's giving you your flowers. Shani, you said something that I've been saying for a very long time, and it's good to hear from you. G's kind of he kind of does this too, where he talks about the real, G's is a pharmacy, he runs a pharmacy, so G's know a lot about pharmaceutical things. So he comes from that angle too, about the responsibility we have, because you're gonna give somebody some bad advice and they're gonna be hurt. I remember I was watching this one person, I will not say their name. Oh, shout out to Grace. We all love Grace. Grace is awesome. I love the way she always comments and laughs. But this one person been on a GLP-1 for several years and have kind of stayed around the same LBs, and she give people all this advice. First advice was, I want to teach people how to eat whatever they want on the GLP-1. Second advice, I'm gonna skip my shot because I'm gonna go down on my dose, because when I eat a certain way, it gives me diarrhea. Then another one was like, oh, I'm plateaued and it's fine. It's gonna be a stall. I'm like, why you at a plateau? You at a plateau because you ain't sticking to the script. And then I always wonder, people who are watching that, who don't know no better, Shani, they can be watching it for the first time, and in their mind, they thinking, oh, I'm gonna do the same thing. This person did this, person did that, and then they have a bad experience, and then they want to come off. And then I'm sitting there like, remember the responsibility that you have when you take on this mantle of being a content creator, like G said, being an influencer, that you have to recognize the responsibility that you have. If not, you just being a reality show host. You just trying to entertain. You just trying to make people watch you because of what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. So Shani, I'm so glad we got you unleashed. That we're gonna have you saying that too. Okay, we gotta somebody say, Shani, I'm gonna keep you 10 more minutes, Shani. Then I'm gonna let you go. Oh, Brenda Marlene says, hey, Brenda Marlene. Great to see you. So we talked about you're on the vials, not the pen. Definitely get that. Shani, tell us about your coaching, because I want to get you some clients.
I don't want to. It's a reason why. So they can just contact. My email is in my description. They can contact me personally if they want to talk about it.
Okay. Now do you work with people virtually as well too?
Mm-hmm.
You work with guys?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. We gonna talk. We gonna talk because I need to. This year is all about body composition for me, so that's what I really want to focus on. And if you all have any questions for Shani, I'm gonna keep her 10 more minutes because I told her I was gonna keep her an hour. They were almost an hour. Now I'm not gonna do like Vanity. I ain't gonna do no 4-hour live stream, so I'm not gonna do that. I don't think Jen would let me do a 4-hour live stream, so I'm not gonna do it. But I will tell you about Vanity.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Vanity's live streams are one thing about Vanity.
Yeah, I fell asleep. Fell asleep. But it was good, but it's just because I was tired. It wasn't that good. It was a long one.
I'm the same.
I was like, oh my goodness, this girl is hilarious.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's all entertaining.
Like, how long is it gonna take her to finish the French fries and chicken?
Yeah, and it's entertaining. I mean, it's like I will watch.
I made me some wings.
Yeah,
I made me some wings. But see, I'm gonna make my own. See, because a lot of I don't eat out. I just don't eat out because it's a lot of hitting. stuff in that food.
Yeah.
So every now and then, if I'm traveling, but I ate something at the airport, and
Yeah.
I had that's the only time I had diarrhea
Oh,
because
yeah.
I had some chicken I had some chicken nuggets um from Wendy's at the airport because I we was traveling like a whole day. It
Mhm.
was during the time when uh when they had the shutdown and people were walking off because the government thing or whatever, so they didn't have any. I had to go through 4 airports to get home. I was in
Mhm.
North Carolina at a prophetic conference, and but
Mhm.
anyway, I ended up eating that, and I had some gummies. That was the only time I've had gummies because I was so stressed and trying to get
Yeah.
home. um, that's the only time that I'll think about eating stuff is when I'm really stressed,
Mhm.
because yeah, it doesn't it that stress over can override them, at least for me. Because some people when they get stressed they don't eat, right? But for me it activates my hunger hormones. Like I have
Yeah.
a sister, it activates the hormone that tells her she's not hungry, so
Mhm.
she loses when she's stressed. So that's why some people lose when they stress and some people gain when they stress. It's just which hormones is activated. um
See, this is why we need your voice. I mean, you give it to us. No OJ, no straw. We don't want no grenadine and OJ in it. We want no OJ, no straw, straight up.
just
And
straight,
Shani,
okay.
you give it to us. I love that. Geez, thank you so much for the super chat and the
Thanks.
yeah. Geez is amazing. So
Yeah,
Shani,
and him too. He's been having me
yeah,
crack.
he's an awesome guy. He and his wife Taisha, they're really cool. So I just want to say this to the GLP-1 community. A new day is coming. A new day where new voices are on the horizon that are going to tell you what's up. Ain't gonna sugarcoat it, but do it with love because we love you. We want to make sure that we set you up for success and want the best for you.
Because it's like,
This,
do you want content? Do you want the likes, or do you really want to help somebody? And see, for me, I'm not saying I couldn't use no extra money, but I didn't get on here for that. I'm a registered nurse. I have a good salary, right?
oh yeah, living where you live. I know you got a good salary.
Right. So, but now it's like, okay, like, that, I mean, even if you use the money to get to buy new equipment or something or whatever. But like I heard somebody, was it Jen or was Evelyn? I can't remember one of them, but this is not my retirement plan.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If I could make a little extra money, okay, fine, that would be great. But most likely I would be giving away or donating or doing something anyway.
Mhm.
Um, but I just want to help people.
Yeah.
And at first it was really, I just like to share. So like I have my other social media, my Facebook, I just share a lot anyway. I'm really gabby. I can talk a lot. But like I said, I have to be accountable to what I know. So it's like now, you kind of Shiny, okay, you didn't had your little light season. You come on here, you do a little light stuff. Although I'm still, I'm big work. I'm all about working out. So
Mhm.
I love that because that's my thing that was taken away from me with gaining so much weight and having the blood clots and everything. And so now, like, I get emotional about that
Yeah.
because I've always been active. That's how I was able to eat like that and never gain weight, right? Because I was an active person. But and so I'll still share all of that, but I will occasionally start sharing some other stuff, some nursing things. But y'all, they got all these, these fake doctors and these fake nurses, and you know, everything. Did I say that? That people are listening to, and some of
Mhm.
the, because most of they get most of their stuff from Dr. Google,
Yeah.
and and from chat and all of that. But if you haven't, you can read a whole lot, but if you haven't had the practical
Mhm.
experience and the you don't really, it's like the difference between, and I don't want to offend nobody, but like, I'm a registered nurse, but I have LVNs that work under me, right?
Yeah.
And so I have the physiological part, and but they have the skill part, right? So I can teach what I can teach. I can teach them how to do a certain skill, but they might not know why they're doing that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right? So
Yeah.
you put in a Foley catheter, but do you actually know every part of the that you're going through and why
Absolutely.
you're going through it? And if you hit this, this is going to happen. If you hit that, that's what's going to happen. You understand? So
So
it's just a knowledge base, and it's okay. We share information, but sometimes, it's you can't share it effectively
mhm.
because you don't know the whole story,
Mhm.
because you don't have the critical thinking around it, and so I'll leave it there.
No, Shani, that's why your voice is needed in this community as a professional woman in the medical field on a GLP-1. I mean, you can help so many of us on this journey not to damage ourselves, even though you're not giving any medical advice. You're just giving us medical science out there, which we can talk about here on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with talking about things that are medically sound and medically proven. So I appreciate you sharing that. And I'm gonna get us a name, Shani. So I'm gonna come up. You know how like the Legion of Doom. You know how it's Justice League. So I'm going to come up with a name for all of us in a certain realm here, and we're going to be that name. We're going to be that crew. Where we are telling people like it is, but doing it with love and just showing people the way, and just kind of get rid of the noise out there. Because I'm sitting up there like people putting content out to get clicks. I'm like you, Shani.
I have to turn it off now.
Yeah.
Before I was like, but like I think it was with Twan. She was like, if it don't, no, was it Twan? Because I talked to Twan and a lot, and Evelyn, and like Twan, Evelyn, and Jen, and it's like, if I think it's Jen who said, if it's not aligning with you in this season, then just click off of it.
Absolutely.
And I think it was JC Calamity. She was saying that, and that's why, like, I like people like I connected so good with them, and Evelyn, because she speaks my language.
Yeah.
She talks about alignment. When she said certain words, I was like, okay, I'm tuned in, because she's speaking my language. We're talking about frequencies here.
Mhm.
If you're not on my frequency, I really can't.
Yeah.
Why I'm gonna come down to your frequency? Like, so I can't, just to get some clicks, and you posting all of this stuff, and you like, if you don't go put that food in the trash,
Yeah.
get
Yep.
you something else. This is why you
Yeah.
blow.
Yep.
This is why you're having diarrhea, because
Yep.
you eat, and I'm not saying that's for everybody, but we're speaking in my profession. We talk about evidence based, right?
Yeah.
And so if evidence have proven this, it doesn't mean that it's for everybody. It just means it's for the majority, right?
Absolutely.
So most likely, you're eating something that your body don't like.
Yeah.
It's not the medicine.
Nah, I totally agree, Shani. Totally agree. And Shani, it's been amazing catching up with you and learning more about your journey and just your life. And we got a chance to see your son. That was awesome. So we'll definitely root for him, and then when he's in his track meets and everything. So we'll tell him he got an extended family who's pulling for him in these streets. So we appreciate that. Before I let you go, Shani, is there anything else out there you'd like to share with the group in these GLP-1 streets? And the floor is yours, my dear.
I think I probably said everything that I wanted to say. That was kind of like, in my heart. So no, I've said everything. But I really, just know that, your journey is your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And you're only going to get out of it what you put into it. You know, you're only going to get out of it what you put into it, and just do your own research, watch people's content, support people, but you don't have to do everything that everybody is doing. Figure out what works for you and then do that. And if it's not working, then pivot and do something else. Find something else you know, because you have to find, I found what's working for me, and I wouldn't care what you posted, what's working for you. I'm going to do what Shani, what's been working for Shani, what has got me down 93 pounds. I'm not switching up. I think there's a lot, people switch up a lot. They want to do this, or maybe they want to do certain content, so they switch up stuff, but it's affecting your journey. Find something else maybe to talk about, then keep switching up different things, because maybe you could have reached your goal, you know, by now. And you know, that's just my soapbox.
No, I appreciate that. You know, I had a private conversation with Jerlene. We talked on the phone last week, and she gave me some really good advice that's going to help me too, as well as my journey. And I needed to hear that. I want people to tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. And it's really helping me to lean into my disability and what it's like being disabled, and the obesity problem with the disability, and lean into that and talk about my journey with that. About 6 weeks ago, Shani, I decided to do a video about slow and steady or sabotage. I thought about that video. I was not going to put it out, but something in me said put it out, because after I put it out, I saw who my real ones are and who ain't my real ones. So it really showed me who supports me, and my voice and my thinking and my view of my journey. See, now they want me to support their journey and their thinking and what they want to do, but when I put mine out there, it's like, okay, where you at? You're not here no more. So you mean you was only riding with me because you thought I was just agreeing with you? You don't want to hear my take on this journey, so now I'll give you my take on this journey, and now you ghosting me. So I mean, if that's how it is what it is. I still love you. I want the best for you, but I can't ride with you if you're not riding with me. I'm riding with people that's going to ride with me and support me. So that taught me a lot when I did that. I'm glad that I did it, because I saw who's real and who's not, and I think everybody else saw that too. Right too. So
I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that I see, but I still support, because I respect, because it doesn't mean that it's just not that I don't agree with it, but it's just not for me. I'll say that, because it's not that it's something bad. It just doesn't, it's not for me, but I still support, I comment, I do things. I'm not going to come in there and say nothing, you know, crazy or shady or anything. But I respect you. And so I don't have to, you know, we can have different opinions, and I think that that's just crazy that someone would ghost you because you're sharing your opinion and your view. Like, maybe somebody's going to do that to me after how I was talking, because you know, who knows. I really don't care.
yeah, because you know who the real ones are. You know who the real ones are. The real ones are always going to be with you, and those are people that you down with, who'll be down with you from the end. When you real, you have more success, because people know that you real, that you really like people, you know, people's viewpoint. G said, rolling with Paul, love it, G's. That's why I'm rolling with you too. And Shani, I am rolling with you. There's a handful of people that I ride with, you know, and there's some people that I watch. I ride with you, Shani. It's only a two handful of people that I ride with, and you are one of those people that I ride with now. So thank you so much, my dear. So what we gonna do? Oh, can somebody please put Shani's channel in the chat, please? And then if anybody's a content creator out there, please drop a microphone. Let's do that before we take on off. I'll make sure Shani's her channel is in the chat. If you can do that for me, please. Let me do that. You do that. And so Shani, what we're gonna do, we always go out to the song. So we're gonna go out to the song, and I'm gonna keep it going, and we're gonna read all the comments as we go out. All right, you cool with it?
I'm cool with it.
All right, let's do that. Jesus putting out content creator, he's doing that. Please put Shani's somebody put Shani's channel in there, please. Shani, how can people find you? Well, what I'm gonna do is Shani's gonna be a collaborator here, so you better get her channel. But talk about your channel, Shani. How can they find it?
Doses of Shani.
All right, Doses of Shani.
Doses of Shani. Yeah, come on over. We're all things lifestyle and wellness. Yeah, just come on over, and I think I share pretty good content when I post stuff. I'm gonna get better. So yeah, I'm trying to build my channel, so I would love to have you. I don't know what else to say.
Now, are you gonna? I didn't know Miss Linda's a content creator. Miss Linda, I'm gonna have you on. It will be an honor, Linda, to have you on my show. These GLP-1 streets, Linda. Linda, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna reach out to you, Linda. I had no idea you're a content creator, Linda. So we're definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, Linda is a content.
Yeah. My real life. That's G's. Okay. Thank you, Darian.
Thank you, Darian.
Yes.
Hey, Darian. We love us.
Yes. That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna go out to this jam, y'all, and we'll go through the comments. So, like I always say, stay healthy, stay safe, and I love y'all to life. Until next time, folks.
Ready to roll. It's time for the remix. It's time to see that dude parlay Amadeus lane in these GLP-1 streets. Known by many as Paul on wheels. We making it do what it does. Letting people know how I feel. Let's roll. Yeah, we talking health, talking grind, breaking barriers clean. No excuses on the journey, we stay chasing the dream. Get your mind locked in, set your goals on repeat. We got ups, we got downs, but we still don't miss a beat. In GLP-1 streets, we moving with pride. Hear the trends, hear the wins, got creators worldwide. We make it do what it does, never stopping to climb. Living better every day, one step at a time. Shout out RMZ, always keeping it real. It's Darian with the fire, got that GLP-1 feel. Diddy the downside and diva, simply Taisha in the zone. Losing the grades, bring the truth, steady holding her own. Calamity Jane slide through, yeah, she bringing the flame. Perfectly Pamela moving strong, everybody know her name. Pammy in the mix too, yeah, we shout out the same. Teddy D and Toby rolling steady on the rise. G's one running balls, baby, locked in on that lifestyle prize. Traces of twine, stay consistent every day. Cookie cheering everybody on in a special way. Maya Mindy holding it down from the start. Purple bell flower slid into them jeans, stayed apart. Held to the beat, keeping the conscience tight. Bar pelt at any cost. Queen of the streets, that's right. Yeah. Chris conquering the scale, yeah, he taking control. Life is shy, glowing steady. Body and soul, reset with honey sub, keeping focus aligned. Grand on his GLP-1 journey review, dropping knowledge every time. Paula doing the thing, staying strong, staying locked in, pushing right along. Just do it, Brit. You got it, smart. Don't quit. It gets better bit by bit. Ain't me losing it steady, keeping it stride. Founding me in the mix with that purpose and pride. Jen supporting the crew, showing love front row. Carnival muscle bringing discipline to the flow. Keely Eddie from across the sea. Alonda pushing through, never quitting the seat. My man G with my rolling life on track. Sweet tea singing while she dropping that slack. Vanity keeping everybody on their toes. Welcome TT to the club, that's how it goes. This toy to review, teaching in the classroom and the streets. Mia doing a thing with that grind on repeat. From the south, Kimmy J, now Renee 1C. Lakeisha on the journey, chasing victory. Doses of Shani, steady making play. And Jen in the comments, dropping knowledge every day. And if I missed anybody, just know I love y'all. We'll put you in a remix one day. We'll put you in a remix one day. Yeah. Arjadine, Felicia, Murray B, and Joe's cross the sea. Yeah, this GLP-1 movement hits globally. We stay focused on the prize, on the light that we see. Welcome to these GLP-1 streets.
Good night, everybody. We love y'all. Y'all take care. Have a great week.